Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader. 99.9 The Fan. Feature presentation.
Back up, good keep in. Stall, chance and score! We're going to Chatfield. Jalen Chatfield's first of the year. Happy 300th game.
He's got 2 points in the period. And on this shift, I was thinking to myself, Chatfield's about to get one.
The official station of Caniac Nation 99.9 The Fan presents Cane's Corner. Here's your host, Mike Maniscalco.
And more important tonight, our guest, defenseman for your Carolina Hurricanes, Jalen Chatfield, joining us here. Now, I know that everybody has been watching hockey for the last 2.5 weeks or so, but in just a couple of days, by my math, 3 days from now, we get NHL hockey back across the street at Lenovo Center. So, Jalen, just to get a break like this in the regular season doesn't happen. How much did you enjoy it? And at what point did it get weird and you're like, I feel like I should be playing a game today with the break that we just had?
Well, right now I can say it's already weird. We're waiting for other guys to get back and get going. We've been practicing a lot, but it's been good. I know a lot of us were pretty banged up from, the grind of a schedule we have, and we have it coming right after this break too. So we're just, mentally preparing and make sure our bodies are ready to go and ready to finish off the season.
You led to a good point, the way that the schedule was built because of this Olympic break that came up. It felt like it literally was just next day you had a game. Like it never felt like there was a break or a long enough break, even if there was one. So how do you keep yourself not just physically ready to go, but mentally sharp for a grind the team's already played 57 games, and now you got 25 more to get to the finish line.
For me personally, I just love playing for this team, the city. The fans are great, so it's no better place to play. So for me, it's just going out there and giving it my all. Obviously, your body's not going to feel the best, but it's about getting through that, making sure you're preparing, stretching, getting loose, doing the things you need to do to be ready to play the next game.
Did you get a little getaway where you can just rest and relax and the family with you? What was the
our getaway wasn't too much of a rest and relax. We went to Disney, so we were chasing our son around. So I needed a vacation after the vacation, which was nice because we had a lot of time after we got back, and I just laid around for a few days after that.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say now this is gonna sound weird. I've never been to Disney, but I've been told it's not the most relaxing trip in the world.
No, it wasn't. But the weather was mid-70s, and it actually wasn't that busy down there, so we got a lot done. But I had a pretty bad cold for most of the time, so I was grinding.
Well, you made it through.
Yeah, I did.
And you're here now.
I survived. Yeah.
So every season is different, right? You go into it, you have the same goal, but things are different. Challenges are different. If you look back on Game 1 to where we are now, where the Carolina Hurricanes have 78 points, tied with the Tampa Bay Lightning for the best record in the Eastern Conference, a couple of points away from Colorado. If I was to ask you to look back on the first 57 games of this season, what stands out to you about how this team has played and why you guys have been able to do what you have done and be in first place in the Metro Division as we hit to that break?
I think it's just the group of guys we have coming in right away with the structure, knowing how we want to play, and this was expected. We know we're a good team in the league, the best, if not one of the best, and every night we have a chance to win if we play our game. So I think it's just continuing to climb that ladder as a team, playing better, and we're going to keep elevating as the season goes on.
How hard is that, though? You can cheer anytime you want. But how hard is that, like what you said, if we play our game, it's hard to play your best game every night, right? I mean, as you mentioned, there's bumps, there's bruises, there's certain travel things that go on when the team's on the road. But how hard is it, or now that you've been with this team and around this group of guys, it's maybe not as hard as we think it is to get up and play a game that night?
No, it's definitely a grind. Back to back, traveling, getting in late, not sleeping a lot, you being injured a little bit. It's the little things that go on throughout the year, but there's no excuse for us. We know we got a job to do each and every night, and that's what makes our group special. We go through that along with the rest of the league, but I think we do it a little bit better because we have a standard in the room which, you know, from top to bottom is how we want to play each night, like I said earlier, and we give it to each other because, you know, if we don't play that way, the game's usually harder, so we know which way we want to play.
Well, I think that we've seen how this team plays, what they've been able to do, and there is a standard for how this team plays, and it's defensively. It is the gold standard in the NHL. If you ask me, but this group of guys, I think the impressive thing this year is it doesn't matter who's in or who's out of the lineup. It doesn't change. And was there any pressure on you when somebody's not in the lineup? Like, I've got to take this. Is that talked about? Like, this guy's not here, so somebody's got to pick up that slack, or is it the exact opposite? Don't worry that he's not here. Worry about who's here. Play your game, and everything takes care of itself.
Definitely, we had a lot of injuries this year, and it's not those things where you can be like, we can be a little bit worse because he's not in the lineup or this or that. It's got to be, each one of us have got to stick to what we do best, but maybe elevate it, maybe fill in a little bit more. Maybe somebody's going to be PKing, maybe somebody's going to get on the power play, but it's about executing when you get out there and getting that opportunity, which I thought, you know, for guys who are stepped up in their roles and, you know, guys getting called up, everybody's, you know, played really good.
You have literally played with everybody at some point in time for a shift this year. Are there some guys, I'm not asking to say easy to play with, but you definitely know who you're on the ice with. So let's start with one guy. If there's a language issue, Alexander Nikishin comes in. Is there like a universal defensive language, or are there some things where you're like, I can't say what I would say to somebody else to Alex? He might not understand what I'm asking him to do.
To be honest, he's not as bad at English. We communicate, especially me, we talk to each other in some weird way that we get each other. Sometimes, I don't know, like today, he's trying to tell me something. I have no clue what he's saying, but I'm nodding my head. And but, you know, when he's on the ice, he definitely knows how to play, and he's a star, and he's big for our team, and we love having him.
Is it fun? Again, clap whatever you want. Is it fun for you, though, to how your journey has gotten here, to see like a young guy come in and, you know, kind of, you know, ask you questions or lean on things the way that it comes up, and now you're the guy who's giving the advice, or what, you know, hey, we need to do this, or if people hadn't seen his mic'd up episode where you keep letting everybody know, hey, there's two righties out here, like that communication that's going on, is that like now fun for you, where you're the guy who guys are looking to for where should I be?
Yeah, I just think it's a job. It's kind of ingrained on how we want to play, so I'm pretty prepared every game. So if there's two righties out there, like you said, I'm pretty dialed in on all that stuff. So it's just you know, helping some guys, because it does take some time. You know, some guys have been here for 2-3 years, some guys 5+, right? So and we stick to our structure. So I think the longer you're here, the more like it's second nature, and the better and less you have to think. And
for some guys, it's just an opportunity to play in a new system or to get here. Keandre Miller was one of the big additions this offseason. You get to see him every day in the room, in practice. He might be the most chill human being on planet Earth for people who have not had a chance to be around him. But what is it about his game? I mean, there's certain things you can't teach, you know, 6'5" and the reach and how he can do all of that. But what is it about him where he just seemed to fit with his group like right away? Where sometimes, as you said, it takes a minute or two to figure it out.
Yeah, I think just being the player that he is, like you said, he's a big guy. He's got a good stick. He skates really well. He closes out well. Shoots the puck hard. And just him being a veteran player, having a decent amount of games under his belt, coming in here and playing big games with New York in big minutes, he fit in really well. And it was just being that pro and having that adjustment, which he was good to do, and he's capable of doing it, and he's been huge for us.
The thing that stands out, yes, absolutely. And it'll get better the further we keep going this year. The other, again, I could ask you about all of the guys. It just seems, though, as a group, you all enjoy playing. It doesn't matter who's next to you or whatever. You just seem to, it clicks, or we're going to make it work. How much of that is the personality of the guys? And then you got a guy who played the sport before, and he's a Michigan native. So I know that Tim Gleason, you can speak that Michigan language to each other. But what's it like to have a guy like, you know, Tim, who has played before, where maybe if something isn't working or is working, he knows what to say behind the bench during the game, where maybe you've had coaches where you're like, okay, just let us play. Here's a guy who might add something to the mix.
I think he's great because he doesn't try to overcoach it. He knows we're all good back there, and everything about him is just letting us go out and play and trusting us, because we have a great D-core back there. And just he does little things like just reminders of details before the game, some little structure stuff to pre-scout against teams we're playing. So he's always reminding us and always making sure we're in tune and ready to go. So it's great having him, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and for the way that this team plays, again, it seems to be another perfect fit for this team. You look at this team, though, with 25 games left to play. It's we keep hearing it. Anytime you hear Rod Brindamore talk, that game's done. The most important game we play is the next one, which will be the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up on Thursday, and that will be a big game for lots of reasons. Do you love that mentality of we only worry about today, or as a human nature, you peek a little bit over the fence to see what's left?
For me personally, and I think as a team, 100%, it's got to be one game at a time. You can break it down to even one shift at a time, which he talks about, because it's huge. You can go out there, have one bad shift, but you don't want that bad shift to linger and have another one. The next thing you know, you had a bad game, you get scored on a few times. So we're really big on a team as, throw that last shift out, good or bad. If it's good, take the good things. If it's bad, learn from it, move on, and keep getting better. I think that's how you have to be. That's your mentality, and it's just being present, right? Living in the moment, enjoying our time as a team, because tomorrow's not promised. And, the past is the past, so we're right here in the moment, ready to go.
Well, there is one thing, if you take a look at your career so far here with the Canes, every year there's been a new mile marker set for you. Either it's goals, or it's time on ice, or you get to be a part of the penalty kill, then you get to be part of the first unit on the penalty kill. You're going to blow past, and I'll put it out there. Players don't do this, but I can. You're going to blow past the number of assists in a season for you. 14 was the most. You got 12. I'm pretty sure you're going to get at least 3 more before the season's over. If I jinx it, you can yell at me at the end of the year. But how much of it is when you watch how this team, you just know where, all right, I know where the puck's going. If I get it up here, that's fine. That's my job. And the way that this team plays. And then the other side of it, offensively. We always talk about you got to shut the other guys down to get the green light to jump in and read the play. We watch every night. You watch Jalen Chatfield in the last 25 games. The back door is going to be open on seam passes, and you're involved in it. How fun is that for you to be like, I got a green light, because you know who's going to be on the ice with you and what you can do?
Yeah, trust everybody out there. I think, as a team and as a decor, we're aggressive down the walls. We're getting up on the ice, and we always have somebody backing us up, and that's usually a forward. And it just helps create offense. And even if you're not scoring on that play, it's keeping the puck in and letting the forwards get to work and just giving that team a lot of stresses, which we harp on a lot.
All right. Now, the way that the locker room is set up, you're right next to Alexander Nikishin, but you're also very close, and I don't know if this is a positive or a negative during a game, to Seth Jarvis.
Yeah.
So, the question is, are you the guy who's supposed to tell him to sit down if he starts talking a little bit, or does that fall to somebody else?
No, it's somebody else.
Does he listen?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah, of course.
We talk about the group, and you said that. What is it about that mix where everybody seems to enjoy everybody? That's a rare, as you know, that's a rare thing, putting 20, 25 people together in any walk of life. But this group, this is the cool thing for me. You see on the road, it's not the same groups going out to dinner every night. It's everybody goes out to dinner with everybody, or there's a group that goes with it. Is that chemistry a big reason why this team has had the success that they've had? We can go for 8 years, but let's just go this year again, because of there's that trust and that it almost feels like a family that you got that feeling.
Like you said, you can go for 8 years, whatever. Since my first year, it's been tight, and that's what makes the group the way we are. You can't go out and expect to win games when you got certain guys clicked up with other guys. It's got to be a whole team, and you're strong when you roll together. So I think that's a huge part, and that just shows, the chemistry of the team and just how we all play for each other and love playing for each other.
So, as each one of your seasons here, now in your 5th season with Carolina, more minutes, more ice time for you. How much of it do you take a look back and say, I picked the right team, or the right team offered me the contract after you were available with your stint in Vancouver, and you're like, okay, this is how you were just kind of not meant to be here, but the opportunity just seems to, how this team plays is tailor-made for how Jalen Chatfield plays hockey.
Yeah, I had no clue it was going to work out like this, to be honest. It was just one of those things, just had an opportunity to sign here my first year, and didn't watch a lot of Carolina hockey didn't know much about it, but I had a good friend that lived here and didn't want me to come here, so I was like, oh, I guess that works out. So that was, it was definitely a surprise to the day one of camp, walking in and meeting Roddy and all the other guys that have been here and how good they were, and I could tell there was something special going on.
Has that friend taken all of the credit for your success for coming here? Like, hey, no, it wasn't for me.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I mean, you put in the work. I'm just saying. I don't want somebody to get the free pass off of your hard work.
Yeah, I know.
All right, okay. Well, we're cool with that. There is the question, though, for the second half and the next 25. And I know that we just looked at the one game. When you're in it, does it feel like it goes by in 5 seconds? Or does it feel like it's a grind? Like, oh, man, we played 7 games in 12 days. That's a lot of hockey to play. Can it be both?
Yeah, a little bit of both, I think. I think once you're in it, I mean, it feels kind of good to be in it and playing every other day, because we had, like, before break, we had a couple of days off at one point. I didn't like that because you kind of got out of rhythm a little bit. You were just so used to going into games, a little banged up, beat up, and a little tired, but you were just playing better through that, and then you had a little break, you get a little comfortable. So I think, especially with this few weeks off, we can't come back like, still in that mode of being on vacation. It's got to be right when the puck drop, ready to go.
And there's one other thing to talk about for the first half of this season. I know it doesn't matter for you guys who's in the blue paint, but you guys have so much faith in no matter who it is. But the Brandon Bussey story has been a pretty impressive story. Now I can let the secret out. Brandon Bussey would not have the success if it wasn't for the 9 guys who played in front of him defensively all year long. And he's the first guy who'll tell you that. And we can even go to the forwards who come back the way this team plays team defense. But I know that the answer is it doesn't matter who plays goal. You have your job to do no matter what. But for the Brandon story and what it's been this year, is it even one of those things where the guys on the team like, this is pretty wild with what's going on and what he's been able to do?
I've just seen some records, and he does something where he gives out wine after a certain milestone, or some shutouts. So I mean, just like you said, that story is special. Him coming in, I don't think any of us knew how good he was, and right away, right from the start, he's been excellent for us. He's a huge part of us, and I think he's only going to keep getting better as he has.
And then the other guy who plays goal, and I joke, I don't think Frederik Andersen's heartbeat ever gets above 60. Like, that's just where it stays. As a defenseman, how cool is it where you're like, you're into it, your heart rate's up, and all of a sudden you see Freddie and he's like, to the right. It doesn't seem like he gets. Does he get worked up at all?
No, he's pretty composed back there. He's played a long time, so I think he's a guy who can move on. He might give up a bad goal, and the next play he's making a highlight reel save, and that's why we give him a lot of credit. He's played in some big games, and I've played when he's been the best player on ice for multiple games, multiple weeks at a time, and he's excellent back there too.
Well, there you go. And the secret is how this team plays and how they come together, and Jalen Chatfield is part of that secret. Here on Canes Corner, coming up, we'll find out how you got here. We'll go back in time.
Let's do it.
Growing up in Michigan, rollerblading, all of that stuff. We'll figure it out. Jalen Chatfield is our guest, Canes defenseman. It is Canes Corner, live from the local here on 99.9 The Fan.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Times of transition, whether from a sad event or a joyful one, can leave us feeling adrift. Social connections are an important part of a healthy life. Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health. It can lead to high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain connections to people, not just in your family, but others whose relationships bring meaning to your life. Trying a new hobby, volunteering, exercising, even using your phone or other device to stay in touch with others. All these can be great ways to keep up your social connections and your physical and mental well-being. Visit connecttoeffect.org to see if you're at risk of social isolation and find ways to get connected. Presented by AARP Foundation with support from United Healthcare.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs it, but only about 3% of the population donates. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. When you make your appointment to donate blood at redcrossblood.org/missing types, you can help give strength to kids, parents, and grandparents who face life and death challenges. From cancer patients to accident survivors waiting for critical surgeries, your generosity can give someone more life. Don't wait until the letters A, B, and O are missing from hospital shelves. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance. A real friend. The kind of friend you want to thank. And not just with a card or a text, but with a song.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
From your friends at the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Aho pulls away. A chance here, looking for Jarvis. Back to the left point. Now Chatfield shot. He scores! A Category 5 to start this game, and the Canes take a 1-0 lead. Yeah, exact same thing with our good friend Jalen Chatfield. He gives, first off, he gives the easiest things in the world. So a Category 5. That's up there. Our good friend and another Michigan guy, one Emmett Tracy III. You might know him better as Trip. That, by the way, everybody wants to know why it's Trip, because he's the third, so Trip. He's the one who told him going to Chatmandu, which is the version of the Bob Seger song, who I know that Jalen and Bob and Trip have all hung out together in Michigan. But I do need to ask, do you enjoy it when we say we're going to Chatmandu or things like that? Or you're like, can you just say Jalen Chatfield?
Oh, man, you know I love it.
We love saying it,
yeah.
I wanted to get that one on the record, just so we were clear.
There you go.
So we will be going to Chatmandu many times in the next 25 games. No pressure on you, Jalen.
No pressure.
Love it. But it's always like one of these questions of how do you get here? Nobody's road to the league is really the same, and there's different stuff. But you grew up in Michigan, Ypsilanti, right? If I say it right, I know that YouTube TV, so I don't want to get anybody there upset with me how to say it. But what got you to hockey? What was the thing that was the draw for you where you wanted to give this sport a chance?
Older brother, he wanted to play. Being the younger brother, I just wanted to follow what he did. So I think that was pretty simple. I was just a very active kid going outside. And as soon as he wanted to play hockey, I was all in.
Did you guys have somebody have the frozen backyard, somebody have the rink that you could skate on? Was there the community rink you went to, or was it we got to wake up at 4 a.m. and it's an hour-and-a-half drive to get to the rink for you guys to play?
Michigan hockey, it's a rink every 5 minutes away. So we were skating all the time, put on the rollerblades, was buzzing around on those things for probably a year or two, and because there was no hockey in our family. My dad probably wasn't into it, and then finally we just were relentless and we got on ice.
And was it like fish to water, or
nope?
Nope.
Wait, what's fist of water? That's
Meaning you put them right in and they know how to swim.
Yeah, no, I was flying out there right away.
Okay, you
right
were
away.
right away.
Right away.
Put on the skates and you were there was no falling, no like
Nope.
looking at a baby deer standing up. You were good to go.
None of that. Yeah.
So it was just a natural thing for you.
Maybe a little bit, but.
But as you move up to the ranks, it's like it's anything. You did play baseball. You played other sports. At some point, are you like, I got to decide, or did the game decide it for you? Where you're like, I'm kind of better than everybody who I'm playing against right now, or when you're playing with if you're playing against your older brother, you're playing against his friends.
Yeah.
That means you're probably the youngest guy or the smallest guy. Did you start getting to the point where you were beating them, so they're coming after you, and that's how you knew you were better?
I think I played 2 years up with my brother most of the time, so I think I was the one he'd beat up most of the time because I was 9 years old and I didn't grow as fast as everybody else, and it probably made me who I am, playing up like that.
So you kind of have that opportunity, but you don't get into the NCAA. You don't get drafted into junior. You kind of fight your way into those spots. And then when you get to junior, you end up in Windsor, and you win a championship with the Spitfires, which I believe you were the leader of that team to take them there. How'd you get to Windsor? How did you get noticed? How did you finally get your way onto a junior team?
I was 17 years old. Most of the, you'd say the better players around 15, 16 get drafted and juniors leave, and I was still lingering around, but I was so locked in at that point. I don't know what hit me. Just getting focused, staying on the ice late, getting on early, and just built a lot of confidence. And Windsor being right over the border was pretty easy for them just some connections going around there, and just being able to watch me and get that opportunity to play there.
So you get there, you become the captain of the team, and you win the Calder. You win the championship. Walk us through that. What does that mean in the group that you're with? I'm sure that there are guys you still call today, and it's like you just talked to them 5 minutes ago, but what did that season do for you as a player? Was that one where you're like, okay, I can keep doing this if I want to play professional?
We had I think maybe at the end of the day, maybe 11 guys ended up signing NHL contracts. Our team was unbelievable. We had a good coaching staff. The organization was ran like a pro team, so right away we were getting taught the right way, and it was no doubt in my mind that I knew I wanted to take the next step. And I got to sign with Vancouver, towards the end of the year, and that was just credit to all my teammates and coaches at the time leading up to that, and just being able to finish strong with that team because it was a good league when I was playing there, and there was a lot of good teams, and I think we just had a really tight team there too, and. A lot of guys are still friends to this day, and we got the job done, and it was like no other.
Is you got that picture, you got that jersey anywhere in the house hanging somewhere, or?
Not hanging around. I think it's in Florida at my grandma's house somewhere. She took it away, so.
Grandma has to have that. Yeah. So, and it didn't stop there. As you mentioned, you go to Vancouver though, and you sign, and you're going to play for the Canucks. You're going to get that chance in their organization. But I got to think this is the first time you're really, as you mentioned, Windsor isn't that far from Michigan if you've ever been in that area. Now you're going, all the way to the West Coast, and it's Canada as well, and you're going to work for their AHL affiliate to get into it. Was that culture shock right away, or was it's hockey is hockey?
I loved it. It was cool going out to Vancouver for camp, and being able to see it's beautiful out there, and. It's just hockey. Even at that age, it was a job, and I was just, grinding and trying to make it to the NHL.
Well, you got to the NHL. We'll get to how you get to Carolina in a little bit, but just want to go back. As you mentioned, hockey wasn't a big thing in your family growing up, but how important has family been for you? That they're there, supportive, sometimes the kick when you need it, or the other side of it is, they know when to say, hey, it's okay, it's going to get there. But it seems like you don't take anything for granted. Like, all right, if this isn't here, I'm just going to work harder. Where does that come from? Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it both of them? Where does that trait come from?
Probably, I would like to say both my parents, but, something in me too, even as a kid. And I think just with my brother, I love working hard even to this day. I overdo it sometimes, even in the summer. I'm always pushing to get better and always, just getting inspired by other people and, just having people around me that love to work like that. I'm obsessed with it, and I love doing it. One of my favorite athletes was Kobe, and I really took a lot of inspiration from him and just the way he worked and prepared.
So I got to bring this up because there's a real famous Kobe story, and we just had the Olympics. For those of you who don't know this one, he ran through his teammate, Pau Gasol, the first game in the Olympics, to say, hey, I'm going to send a message to my teammates. So we already covered this a little bit. It wouldn't have been that hard for you to run through Seth Jarvis if you had to in that first?
He probably would have ran through me too. So.
Well, he did say that he wanted to fight Sebastian Aho.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So who would win?
It's probably going to be a tie. I don't know.
Wow, you really are a captain of a team. That's a really diplomatic answer right there. You'd have to step in and break it. Or you or Jacob would break it up.
I'd probably watch. See?
Jalen
Just mind my own business, you know.
Jalen Chatfield is our guest here on Cade's Corner live at the local. That's the best answer ever, that you just sit back and watch. Seriously. Probably everybody else would too.
Exactly. Watch them, you know.
Now I'm trying to figure out how the fight would play out, and then I'm thinking it just who would be chirping from the sides.
Oh yeah, not me though. Like I said, I'd just be in the background.
Just be in the background?
Just observing, yeah.
So you wouldn't be chirping somebody?
Nope, I wouldn't say anything.
Just let that happen. For your trip to here, is there a player, a teammate, a coach that stands out to you? Like this was and you mentioned your older brother. Mm-hmm. Somebody who you look back and say they gave you like a great piece of advice, or I take a look at the dynamic. You always seem to be asking questions or trying to learn from something. And there was a guy here for a couple of years. You might know his name, Brent Burns. I don't know what happened to Brent. I don't know where he is now. He's doing pretty well out in Colorado. What was it like to be around a player like that, and how much do you absorb like from other players in your career? Have you done that? Like you go from the be quiet and watch, then you get to the ask questions. Like how does that work for you to get to this spot?
All of the above. Just studying the game. Even when I played juniors, you can always take a little bit from everybody. Even watching the Olympics, you can watch some high-end players and just seeing some tendencies, what they do, and just trying to keep better and rounding out your game. And like you said, Burnsy, this guy, he's been around for a while, and he was a great teammate. Him being a right D on my side, always getting to talk to him, watching him play. Just how he took care of his body, that's why he's able to play at the level he does, at the age he is, and that was really impressive on that part. It was unbelievable to see how serious he took that stuff, because he was a fun guy, jokes around a lot, but he also got the job done and worked really hard on everything.
Well, it's rubbed off. You get guys in the locker room, and it makes a difference. So you can see, as you mentioned, little things of. I didn't think. Well, first off, we're not going to get into the backpack that's been talked about forever. I'm surprised. The fact that he carries the backpack everywhere is probably why he's kept himself in such great shape.
Or his back is always hurting, he's saying, because of that bag.
I was leaving that one for you.
Yeah.
But there's points where you look at your younger self, and would I have done this differently? I do have a question, because when we ask you about your son and chasing him around, you light up, you get excited about it. How different has that made you away from the rink, to where maybe if you, in years past, you had a bad day and, you carry it with you for a little bit, where now you come home and it's just, your son wants to hug dad and find out what's going on. Like, does that kind of soften the harder edges of the game, or what happens when things aren't there?
I think, naturally for a lot of us too, I don't think there's been a time where I came home after a bad game or a loss or a long road trip, even if I get sleep 3-4 hours, that I don't wake up happy to see him. He doesn't care how good I play. He's just happy to see dad, and that means everything.
Now can you give parenting advice too? Because, Sebastian's he's not a new dad anymore, but a newish kind of dad. You're like, hey, when you need to sleep, you got to find the quiet room in the house, or you're like, no, it's not happening.
I'm trying to live off power naps and whatever. My son's a good napper, so he gives us a little 2-hour break most of the day. So if I need a nap, I'm good to go.
I was going to say, you put yourself on the same nap schedule?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. See, it's not only are we learning about Jalen Chatfield, it's parenting and napping advice here on Cade's Corner, live from the local. But you get here to Carolina, and you win another championship. With the AHL affiliate, and you win another championship that you can take a look back and talk about how close that team was. But can you go back and work through what it's like to win a championship at the AHL level, where it's pro? It's a little bit different in that group of guys that you played with.
Yeah, right from the start, we had a team, and I felt like all year we were that team to beat, and we had a lot of good players, and we had a really good coaching staff down there. So I think all year, just being able to play with a team like that, and I hate to say it, we were steamrolling over a lot of teams. When we played our game, we dominated, and we had a really close team. And in the AHL, a lot of guys live really close in the same apartment building, so just getting together all the time, when we don't have games, and just growing together as a team, because usually, guys don't stick around as much in the AHL. They bounce around a little bit more. So just building that chemistry within a year and getting the job done and having that time after and still being close to those guys, it's been great. And that's what everybody plays for, to win a championship, because you know how special it is and how fun it is celebrating and that whole grind of the season to get there.
When you look at that group, was there a point where you're like, well, this guy's going to get called up to the NHL? This guy did, because I think I tell you, if you bring up that roster, I think like half the roster is either in the NHL or has played in an NHL game. And that's kind of a little bit odd for today's day and age. You take a look at that group where you're sitting there going, man, we could beat some NHL teams the way we're playing.
Yeah, maybe. But we had a lot of good players. I don't know how it worked out like that, but it did. And even some guys going over there and playing in Russia that dominate the AHL, and we had good goalies down there. We had Alex Lyland, Cooch came down. So even that, we had 2 goalies playing in the NHL, which is probably unheard of in the AHL. So I think we just had a good team.
Is it something though where when you win, I'm sure it gives you more confidence, but for you, was it the one where, okay, won in junior, I've won in the minors, and now it's like, just give me a regular shot in the NHL? Is that always in the back of your head? As you mentioned, it's not promised to you, but just give me a shot. And then when did you know that you had your shot here with this team, where if I'm here, it's going to be really hard for them to send me away?
I think just my first year here when I was in Chicago, I had a really good start of the season and just built a lot of confidence that summer leading into it. Was able to play with Vancouver most of the year and the COVID year, but it was a weird year a little bit, I'd say. I didn't play too many games, but just having a really good summer and being confident in myself and getting that first call up. I think I played in Dallas, and I played pretty good. And right away, I knew how the team worked, and I thought right away I was a good fit for me. So,
well, it's been a pretty good fit since he's gotten here to the Carolina Hurricanes organization. And again, where does the time go? It's your 5th year here already.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it
getting old?
No, you got a long ways before you're getting old, but. What is it about, as you mentioned, this area? It just seems to be a fit for you. Does it take time? Clearly, playing helps. But what was it where you're like, this is a place where I do want to stay? You had an opportunity where maybe you could have tested the waters somewhere. Why was this a place where you're like, no, sign me up, I want to stay here?
Just like you said, that first day I came here, first day of camp was something special. And I know how the NHL is. Not every organization isn't like here, not every city. So just being able to play here for the first couple of years, there's no doubt I wanted to leave. I ever want to leave still. I just want to play here the rest of my career. It's the best place. Got the best teammates, best coaches. It's home. We don't leave in the summer. We stay here. We live here. Probably live here after I get done playing and everything. So.
Jalen Chatfield, everybody. Coming up, it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
You know what's coming next. So get ready, Jalen. The folks on the old internet machine have questions for you.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. It really is coming. So we are, and I try to weed through them, but I haven't had a chance to look at many of these tonight. So it's going to be a first-time run. David Modlin, our engineer, have the buttons ready to go that we need to. And everybody here, you'll know all of the answers when we have to dump a question or two. So, coming up, your questions for Jalen Chatfield. We are live at the local. It's Canes Corner with Carolina Hurricanes defenseman number 5, category 5, Chat Mandu. Jalen Chatfield here on 99.9 The Fan.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you currently on a weight loss injection program but worried about side effects, monthly cost, or what happens when you stop? At Raleigh Weight Loss Center, we have the off-ramp plan designed for people ready to transition from a medication-only approach to long-term metabolic health. If your results have slowed, your costs keep rising, or you're tired of feeling stuck, we'll help you build a plan you can actually sustain using one-on-one coaching, nutrition guidance, and targeted nutraceuticals to help support lean muscle, healthy metabolism, and appetite control. Because lasting results come from better habits, not better chemistry.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox. I've lost over 42 pounds and have kept that weight off thanks to the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. You can get on it too. Schedule your free 15-minute phone consultation with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Right now, the first 50 callers will receive a $100 discount off of their program. So schedule today by calling 919-897-7506 or schedule online at RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped. Opt out.
Hey, man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them. See if you qualify. $750? Boom. And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text WORTH to 323232. That's WORTH to 323232. WORTH to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by FindCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
For Hayton out in front, Bussy with a good stick, rebound out, hits the post, it's Paterka still staying out, and now Slavin comes up with a loose puck. That thing danced along the goal line, and Carolina collapsed and helped keep it out.
I think Jalen Chatfield made his bid for the Vezina. I think he saved a goal, I think with his right glove.
Well, he is one of the most versatile defensemen in the National Hockey League, signing autographs left and right here at the local. It is Canes Corner on 99.9 The Fan. Our good friend Jalen Chatfield is our guest here tonight. Carolina back in action on Thursday, 7 o'clock against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Should be an outstanding game. And we've got, at this point in time now, Jalen, questions for you. And they are not from me. They are from the people. So we will work our way through this the best way we can. There's some good questions in here. A lot of people have found out that you're a gamer, so that has become a
gamer,
a big thing. Yeah, that you play games online. So we'll get to those when we can, folks. I haven't ignored asking him about Jacob Slavin, but there were like 5,000 questions about Jacob Slavin, so we'll get this one out of the way, and we'll sum it up quite simply. Why is he so awesome? Go.
Why not is the question. Better question to ask. Really nice guy, elite defender, a guy who a lot of people look up to, including myself. He's been, since day one I've met him, just a really inspirational person to be around. So,
Well, you've been around great hockey players, and yeah, it's to have a guy like that, as you mentioned, being as good at the game as he is, but then to be that way off of the ice. I know that that's a 2-4, but what is it about when you watch him play, or you play with him? Doesn't make the game easy. The game's not easy. I don't care who you're playing against, unless I'm out there on skates. But it's a situation where some guys do make it look easy, right? The way everything gets knocked down and sent right out. When you're playing with a guy like that, I mean, we might take it for granted. You know how hard it is to do that. Is it one of those things where everybody talks about goal scorers? Oh man, how do you make that move? Do defensemen, are you like, did you just see what Slavo did over there?
Our whole team, every game. He may do stuff that nobody sees, but it's probably a backdoor pass going down. He's just smack it down quick and pass it out, and that's happening every game. Just the little plays, I think that he's so elite at, and that's what I noticed the most. Just playing with him, how many plays he breaks up, and just how good he is with his stick. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And by the way, I aggregated all of those Jacob Slavin questions into that one. But Tom does want to know if you have a favorite Jacob Slavin memory or /play.
Memory or play? I have. I don't know if I have one. Yeah, actually I do. It was in Arizona. I think it's my first year. He just had a unbelievable shot from the point, and he was surprised he shot it that hard. And I was like, dude, you shoot it that hard all the time. But it was if you guys could find the shot, we were playing at the college rink at the time, and it was top shelf, bar down, just, I don't know, 100 miles per hour probably, one-timer. So I was pretty pumped for that.
All right. I'll see if we can get Rusty Hels, our engineer, in the back. It was 2 years ago, Rusty, when it was not last year. They're not in Utah. It was when they were in Arizona. 2 years at Mullet. Yeah?
Yeah, one of the years there. I don't know.
Well, we'll figure that out. This question for another teammate. How loud is the Martinic scream at Svech in the hallway before the game?
He scared me a few times walking past, to be honest, because it comes out of nowhere, right? And I'm walking down, fist pumping, and then boom, he hits it, and he's going. So it's every game, and it gets me sometimes.
Who is the best DJ on the roster, and why?
Probably, I don't know who runs the music. I would say Marty, maybe. Plays a lot of Nickelback when he gets on it, so that's good. And then, our trainer Billy's playing his old rock and roll every day, so.
It works.
Those two guys, yeah.
All right. Hey, Chatmandu, this is from Karina. Do you have any pregame superstitions? If so, what are they?
I have a lot. I don't know if they're superstitions or routine, but I'm always fighting a certain parking spot. And if somebody takes it, I'm usually pissed. Not really pissed, but I'm always like, oh, come on. And then I'm doing my warm-up, and I do the same warm-up, the same spot, and then it'd be some guy randomly just decide they're going to roll out where I warm up at. I'm looking like, come on, man. But I've gotten better over the years of just kind of just moving over somewhere else and not letting it affect me, but.
There is one thing you do. I'm lucky. I get to get in the rink early, really early. You get on the ice early and go through a little routine. Mm-hmm. Where'd that come from?
Just trying to warm up my stick handling. That's it.
That's it?
Nothing too special to that, no.
I was waiting for some really deep story. It goes back and just warm it up, get the hands going. Joy wants to know, how challenging is it to get back to playing Canes hockey after the long break? And will the Olympic players bring their medals into the locker room?
I think challenging, we've been working hard, and we're all eager to play, so I don't think it's going to be that hard. I'm ready to go. We're all ready to go, so I'm pumped, and that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I'd love to see a medal, so it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's
medal or two or three.
There's three. You got all, and you're going to see all three of them if you want. So, by the way, Jacob Slavin won gold. Seth Jarvis won silver. Sebastian Aho won bronze. So when the Canes send players to the Olympics, they all come back with medals. Go back to 2010. Tim Gleason with the silver. Eric Stahl had the gold. And then a couple of Finns, you might remember him, Jussi Jokinen and our really good friend Tuomo Ruutu with some bronze medals. So you'll see him. It's cool. Amy Johnson, inquiring minds want to know, what is Jalen Chatfield's favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I don't eat Girl Scout cookies. What's a good? I don't know.
You don't know what a Girl Scout cookie is?
I know what they are, but I haven't had one in a while. Like a long time, probably.
I'm just you've got to pick. I can't pick for you.
I don't know. Is it chocolate?
There's chocolate.
Okay.
There's like the ones with like the coconut and the caramel and chocolate, and caramel and chocolate.
Probably
Thin Mints, the mint chocolate.
No,
one.
I don't like mint.
Yeah, see,
Just gum.
I like mint and I like chocolate. I don't like mint chocolate.
Yeah, mint chocolate ice cream, all that. No, negative.
Right. There's peanut butter.
I like peanut butter. Yeah.
Okay. So she just wanted to know. She wanted to know, and now we know. Not everybody has. There they are. Peanut butter cookie. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
There they are. All right. Well, then we'll just keep it rolling with the maybe no answer. Hey, Chatty, what is your go-to dessert place? Gigi wants to know.
Go-to dessert place. It changes. I like Two Roosters. Just get some ice cream.
Yes.
That's probably our go-to spot for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. There have been 5 questions wanting to know about your hair care routine and how can I follow it.
No, I just shampoo, conditioner, brush. That's pretty. My hair is all over the place all the time, so it's not much of a routine.
So
it's just the normal standard. Barely take care of it. Take care of it enough, but just yeah.
So to go over the Paul Mitchell salon rules of Jalen Chatfield, shampoo, conditioner. You leave the conditioner in like for a certain amount of time.
A couple minutes, maybe.
Okay, a couple of minutes. See, that's key, and then a brush.
Yep.
Okay, we've now got it. It's all clear. There's like 5 of these. Susan wants to know, do players change their uniforms in between periods? Like, do you have like a dry jersey ready to go, or it's the same uni all the way through?
I wear the same. There might be 1 or 2 guys. I think Burnsy is one of the other guys I played with. Some guys I think they sweat a lot, and you switch it up. But, yeah, no, I go the same jersey. I think most of the guys do, too.
All right. So this is where some folks want to know, and it gets into the video game world. Evidently, you had a Twitch stream that you played video games on. People want to know, have you ever considered streaming some of the games with any of the guys on the team?
Not really, because this Twitch stream thing happened for maybe a week, 2 weeks after the season. It was random, and people were loving it, and I was having fun. But no, I haven't really gotten that much into gaming on Twitch at all. So
all right, because this is
I know
this is taking things over. You were streaming on Twitch in the off season. Do you do that a lot? And what is your favorite game? That's from Corey, who's not a bot. That sounds like he's a bot.
Does it sound like he's a bot?
Well, because he wants to know why aren't you on Twitch right now?
No, I don't. I'm playing hockey and chasing a 2-year-old around and being a good dad and husband. So that's it. And playing hockey, yeah. So, but I play F125. I race.
And that leads to this question: if yes, Barry Kotkaniemi has started playing F1, have you gotten into that? And does he need more people to game with?
Who's playing F1?
You are, but have you gotten KK to play?
He's
F1
playing.
with you? He is,
but he can't figure out his EA account to play online with me. That's been going on for months now. I told him to get a setup. He has a setup, but I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't figured it out. That's what he's been telling me. He can't figure it out. So I'm like, all right.
We're just going to move on from that. Some questions answer themselves, folks. And you move on from there. That threw me completely off. Let's see here. We're not going to put you in a situation like if you weren't going to play hockey in another city, what would it be? Because you've already answered. You want to stay here and finish your career with the Carolina Hurricanes. Asked and answered. Again, more hair care routine. Caleb wanted to know. This is a good one. Canes fan. I'm looking to get into playing hockey. Any suggestions and tips that would help get me started?
Yeah, just do it. You got to jump in, right? Commit and know you're going to make mistakes, but it's going to be rewarding when you get better, and just keep pushing from there.
There you go. Yeah. All right, you have survived the online questions. There was a heck of a lot more about hair care than I thought were going to be in there, but now can we get into beard talk? Like, what do we do to maintain that?
Beard oil and a brush sometimes.
You look at the 25 games that are left, and we've kind of gotten into this one before. Right or wrong, this team is judged by what you guys are going to do in the postseason. So I get to throw this one out. How much does when the season ends in the playoffs, and the way that it has, you know, 2 years a certain team has knocked you out and you are one series away from playing for the Stanley Cup. Does that burn you? Does it stay with you all in the offseason, or do you get to a point where you get past it, or you have that hill to climb? It's a pretty good motivator for a player.
Oh, 100%. I think, you know, I don't ever like letting somebody else's negativity or something be that motivating factor for me or personally. But I think as a team, we know where we want to be and we know what we have to do to accomplish that. And I think just going into the season with just that mindset and that off season of just focused and wanting more and wanting to win is big motivation for everybody.
All right, so got a couple of days still. Practice, a couple of days in between. Is it going to feel like forever to get to Thursday, or is it going to be like, for the fans, it evidently is?
No, I just feel like I said to somebody today, I just want to play today. Like, let's go. I'm ready to go. It's been a long time, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight, Jalen Chatfield.
Thank you.
NHL defenseman for your Carolina Hurricanes. And, you know, again, appreciate you taking the time to come out here tonight. I'm going to share one quick little story that I had with Jalen Chatfield a few years ago. You were sitting there and you're like, I got to take my game up another level. And I'm like, well, if you take a look, you know, your first year here, you get this much. Now you're on the second pairing. Now you're on PK. Now you're here. Now you're going to set probably a single season high for assists. He just keeps leveling up. It's for all the gamers. It was a perfect way to end this one. So here's the best story. His level will go as high as he wants to take it. You know how hard Jalen Chatfield works. So it's going to be a pretty darn high level, and we appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Thanks for having me.
It was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Great having you tonight. He's Jalen Chatfield. For David Modlin, for Rusty Helzer, for all of our friends here at the local, for all you guys coming out, appreciate it. Canes play Thursday. It'll feel like forever, but it'll be here before you know it against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Thanks for coming out, and enjoy the hockey.
Now Burns across for Slavin. Hammers and he scores! Jacob Slavin with an absolute laser. And it's 3-0 Carolina.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same